Yo guys, today we're exposing the dark side of the birth control pill. The dark side of the pill. So let's just take a look into it.
I'd like to talk to you about the dark side of the birth control pill. Now, this is fascinating because there actually is no real estrogen or progesterone in a birth control pill. What you do have is a synthetic version altered in a way to mimic estrogen and progesterone, okay? But it has some slight minor complications.
This shit's been synthetic, like it's crazy. Like anything that goes against the natural cycle of your body, I've heard it like it's not actually good for you. Anything that goes against the natural cycle of the body, like it has detrimental effects to your body. Like human beings are like biological divine beings. Like there's like a biological aspect of it. Every time you like block the block certain processes, it will lead to a lot of side effects.
It comes with a package. It can increase your risk of heart attacks, high blood pressure, stroke, blood clots.
What the fuck? Women have been duped still again, bro. It's not just feminism, they've been duped by the birth control pill too.
Breast cancer, dementia, depression, acne, mood swings. It can even trigger autoimmune diseases, especially lupus. It can cause you to gain weight by increasing cortisol and insulin. It can also deplete you of zinc, selenium, magnesium, B12. Another side effect it could create is something called melasma, which is like a hyperpigmentation of your skin where the pigment of your skin is darker in like a rash form. Also, it can alter the microbiome, not only in your gut, but in the vaginal canal as well. Now, when you think
Bro, I knew, bro. There's nothing in this universe that's actually like easy and free. Like, there has to be some form of side effects. Like, you want to prevent pregnancy, like, then it always comes with these side effects. Like, I knew, like, if you go against the natural cycle of this, of your own body, like, female menstrual cycle, like, coincides with the phases of the moon. Like, that's not a conspiracy, bro. That's actually true. Like, I just found about that last week. So, if you look into this, like, bro, like, anything that goes against a natural cycle, it's always gonna be detrimental
about the reason why
to your own
women
body.
take the pill, mainly to prevent getting pregnant, but they also might take it to prevent heavy cycles and heavy bleeding. Okay, so there's various reasons why women take it. So the birth control pill basically tricks the brain and shuts down ovulation. Ovulation is usually about right around day 14 when there's a release of the egg. So by taking the birth control pill, you shut down ovulation and you also shut down menses. So typically you don't have bleeding, even though some women still do.
It's the same thing with like pills for depression, mental health. Like they like trick the brain to or like trick the brain by uh injecting your body like synthetic estrogenous chemicals.
But, but what a lot of women don't realize is when you take this pill, you are shutting down the production of estrogen and progesterone. You see, in a monthly cycle, a woman has a spike of estrogen at day 14, and then they have this other increase of progesterone the second half of the month. So this is very different than men that make testosterone on a daily basis. But women make their two hormones, progesterone and estrogen, more with like two major spikes, not necessarily every day. So the problem is when we remove this, okay, we're not looking at the effects long term. I'm talking about the long term effects that can occur after menopause, to the bone, even longevity. You see, the reason why women live longer than men really has to do with estrogen. Estrogen can act as an antioxidant, but all this is kind of depressing if you're taking the pill or considering a birth control. So, what should you do? Well, let's just take a look at the effectiveness of how well these birth control pill methods work of preventing pregnancies. Okay, so the pill is between 93 to 99% effective, depending on how well that you use the pill and follow directions. Okay. Then we have vaginal rings, which is 93% effective. You also have IUDs. You have the hormone version, which is 94% effective, and you have the copper IUD, which is 99%.
And when you put copper into your body, like is that supposed to be like some kind of like a toxic element to it? Like you're putting some kind of metal inside your body. Like I'm pretty sure there's some kind of like side effect to it.
Effective. Now, the copper IUD, which I did a video on, is a bit better than birth control because it has less side effects, but it does come with certain complications. Condoms, 87% effective. But this next one is something that you should look into. I like it. It's FDA cleared. It's called Natural Cycle Birth Control. It's an app that you track. You don't have to use any creams or medications or anything. And it's actually pretty effective. It's between 93 and 98% effective, depending on how well you implement it and you follow the instructions. I mean, considering some of the side effects from some of these compared to this, it's definitely something to look into. So I put a link down below so you can do some research on this method right here, because this may be a safe solution. Now, if you've been in the pill or decide to continue on the pill, I would highly recommend at the same time you do things to counter some of the chemicals that are in your liver. And I would recommend beefing up, no pun intended, your cruciferous vegetables, as well as fermented vegetables. I'm talking about sauerkraut and kimchi, and maybe even a good probiotic, as well as taking more zinc, selenium,
Just like feminism, women are still duped again by birth control pill, bro.
B12, and magnesium to counter the deficiencies that this pill has created. Now, one last point. If you're taking the pill for other reasons, let's say you are trying to avoid a heavy period, this is the video that you should see next. Check it out.
Yeah, it's like everybody in the comment section is like agreeing to this. Like pill, I was told that pill would fit my irregular cycle, but drastically reduce sugar intake. But it's actually work with and reducing processed carb intake. Eliminating processed food. Like while I was on the pill, I had suicidal depression and terrible headaches. Bro, it is one of the main causes of depression itself. Like I knew about this, bro. Same thing with this. Same thing with this. Ibuprofen, this mental pills that for your depressions. It's the same thing with it. Someone got breast cancer for taking the pill, bruh. The worst thing was he gave me birth control induced PCOS and oh, bruh. Yeah, bruh. This shit's the worst. Like, and this is also another study. Like, this actually kind of like helped me. Like, using contraceptive pills actually changes changes, female preferences for men. Like, they are attracted to more feminine type phenotype and physique. Like, it makes women more masculine also. At this point, I believe like everything's like orchestrated. At this point, like every fucking thing's actually orchestrated. Like I don't believe in like coincidence. I'm actually believe in every conspiracy. Like to examine the impact of contraceptive pill on preferences, we justify within subject changes in preference for masculine faces in women. Initiating pill use between 2 sessions. Initiation pill use significantly decreased one's preferences for male facial masculinity. Damn, and there's a study about this too. Like it's crazy. Like. And there's people on Reddit actually like, birth control makes you attractive feminine men. There's a lot of people on Reddit that actually agree with this, like real life examples. So I don't think it's like the study is very far off. It makes movement a little bit more masculine, thus in turn making them attracted to more feminine bodies, bro. It's all like a conspiracy. It's all a plan, bro. Like this is what I'm saying, bro. Like just like feminism, women have been duped yet again.